Hey, welcome back to MIDICRAFT. In this video I will show you how to connect your MIDICRAFT controller to your GrandMA 2 or GrandMA 3 on-PC setup. Once you've unboxed your controller, we can get started right away. There are two ways to connect your MIDI controller to the software. The first one is by manually configuring the MIDI inputs. The second one is to use our MA3 Link plugin by Showfile Creator, but this I will show you in the next video. The second option is the easier one, but let's get started with the first one. I like to call it the manual way. We all start by the same point. I put my controller in the factory reset. And now let's get started by 0. I built a little stage here that I can show you what we will do. So we can control some fixed lamps and some moving lights. And all this we want to put. So you see I have 4 faders and 1 flash button. And we want to put this on our MIDI controller now. So how we do this? So before we start now we have to set up the GrandMA, that the GrandMA knows which MIDI controller we want to use. So for this we go under settings and then OnPC local settings. Here you can see MIDI in device, and here we will use now, because we have the ENC, we will use the ENC. Also output device we also will put on ENC. And now we will go again under our menu, and here we go in and out. Here you have different options how you want to put some inputs or some outputs from GrandMA. We will use MIDI remotes. Activate show MIDI data in system monitor so that we can see what we will do, and enable input. Now you can see already when you push some buttons or push some faders or rotate some encoders, you see in the system monitor that there are data coming in. Now we just have to route which button is doing what in our show file. Let's get started by the first fader. So we push it and we see our MIDI node is 15. Under the row MIDI index we will put now 15. Under MIDI type we will take node attack, because we want to read the fader. And under the target now is the important part. You have already your sequence programmed. You named every of your sequence right, then you have easy access to your sequence here, and then just take your pass full. And under the fader we will say it's a master. And that's it. Now when we use the fader we can watch under our 3D window. This is our first fader and it's working fine. The same we will do now for all the other ones. So come with me, make new MIDI remote. Second fader we read at 16, so 16, node attack and blinder. Again we will say it's a master for us, and here we are. Second fader, so easy it is. So you go on with each fader what you want to use, and let's continue with the buttons. So as you can see I have here my 4 faders, as I have them also here on my MIDI controller already. You see I connected everything, and on the blinder fader on that I have flash button. I want to use this button as on the desk as a flash for the blinders. How to connect it? Easy as the rest. Just go on a new MIDI remote. Then we have to read out which number the buttons have. So push it and you see on the screen again node 26. So MIDI index is 26. Here we have node attack put again. And as you prepared already your flash button, I didn't name it, so normally you put the name inside, so then you know also in the list what to put. I know now because I have just this 6 sequence there, so sequence 6 is my flash sequence. And under fader we want nothing, because this time we use a key, it's a button. So we put under key, and here you see all the assign functions what you also have on the normal GrandMA, you have here also, and we want to flash. We also can use a temp when you have LED blinders and you want to fade out after it. Use a temp, but we use now the flash. You know it already. That's it. It's easy as how you see it now. And also in the 3D, you see, you make your connection from the MIDI index what you send, GrandMA read it, and you connect all to the sequence what you want to control later on the fader, on the button, or whatever. Same as with the encoder. And when you have all this, you can control the show over the MIDICRAFT controller. As you can see here, I didn't put now my colors because I put it in on factory reset before. So let's change it fast that I also know which button is which. So I have my blinder here. Here I have the par. And let's put The moving light on magenta. But I listen you already, Falk. What when I want to use more than one controller? Let's get into it. So I take my decision, I put my mix also next to my enc. Because I want some more faders. Of course I also can put the push or all of the other options what we have. But I want more faders now, so I put the mix next to the enc and simply connect the USB. This USB you don't have to connect to the PC now where the OnPC is running. This just needs power. So you can put it on the PC, but you also can put it on just a power plug. You need the link connector between our two MIDI controllers. So you go out from the new controller and in the one what we prepared already. Now the important part is the CAN link. For this you go in the menu, go on settings, CAN link on. And here also CAN link on. So the CAN link is connecting the two devices together. Now you can send over the MIDICRAFT enc the data from the MIDICRAFT mix. It's also working with all the other ones fine. Be careful here now. When you have two same devices, it can happen that the fader 1 and fader 1 send the same note. It's not happening now because I have two different devices and they are different numbered. But take care of it that you have to change the number of the fader later eventually, that you don't get crash with your other working device already. How to do this? Easy peasy. Go under MIDI notes and then number, and then you just touch the fader and you see which fader number you have. You can change the number to a free number on your setup. So I take here now 20. And now you see it's sending note 20. I put already for this note 20, for this note 21. We make the same like before. New MIDI remote. And here we put now 20. Note attack, it's fine. And sequence. I put pass left on the first one. So again, I use it like a master. This is fine, this is fine. So new MIDI remote. Here we put 21. Oh, 21. Note attack and sequence pass right. And that's it again. And so we have both MIDICRAFT controllers running over one link cable and one USB cable to the PC. And this is how you can set up your OnPC setup, how you want it, how you need it, and it's working fine. In the next video I will show you the GrandMA 3 MA Link plugin, how to connect this with a plugin to your setup, and for now switch short to GrandMA 2. So here it's not a big difference like in GrandMA 3. You also have to go under options first and say under MIDI which device you want to use. So our first device, what is connected, is still the same, so it's the enc. And here we also go on the enc. After this you go to setup and also a remote input setup. Here you see MIDI remotes, and when you go here on new, you can put the same. You see he's showing already the notes. So here you see note 15, so we put note 15, change all, type. We want to control an executor, current page on master. So here we put the executor number and which fader it's using. And you see I control the lights in my studio now over GrandMA 2, and when I push now the fader, I push the fader in the studio file, and so it's working the same like on GrandMA 3, just the overview is a little bit different. When you want to use a button, it's the same, just here don't use the fader, use the button, and you can use the button. It's just a little bit more difficult to find the right executor where you store your sequence. It's not like you take the sequence what you programmed, you have to use the execute number where you store the sequence what you want to use. Complicated, but you will understand. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next episode.
Es ist warm. Geht raus.